All right, everyone. Today we're going to look at UnitedHealth Group, UNH. This is one of my favorite blue chip stocks, along with Adobe, probably. I did a video on them maybe like a month and a half ago, and since they had their earnings today, I figured we would look at that. And so I'll always do three things. I will always look at the latest earnings. I will look at the current valuation, and then maybe a few other things to consider. And we'll start with the latest earnings since that just came out today. So you can see right here the premiums, services, and investment and other income pretty much stayed the same. So the total revenues really didn't change that much year over year. Quarter over quarter they may have, which we can look at that. But year over year, not really much of a difference. And you can go ahead and see right here, operating costs also really didn't change. And the net earnings really didn't change. So you're seeing pretty much flat, year over year. You can look at their assets. They got a small increase in cash. You got really not too many changes here either in the balance sheet, almost exactly the same. And so we're not seeing a ton year over year. I do want to just check real quick. Can you compare Q4 2025 and Q1 2026 earnings for UNH stock? Sometimes ChatGPT doesn't update it. It doesn't have all the most updated data, so we will see if it gets Q1 2026 right. So revenue 101.7 billion. And we will just spot check it. I want the revenue. Yep. Okay, so ChatGPT is pulling the right numbers. So quarter over quarter, slight decrease. The adjusted EPS went up a lot, and so did the GAAP earnings per share. So that is pretty impressive. Net income also went up a lot. Strong beat, strongly positive. So this is really good. Yeah, it's Q1. Strong rebound. Revenue, great. Normalized. I want to see, yep, near zero earnings due to charges in Q4, but now they're back to multi-billion quarterly profit. Not so, but dramatic. So, yeah, so this is a big earnings. This is a big change quarter over quarter. And that is probably why when we go over to the valuation, why you can see that up 7% in the day. In the past 5 days, you're up 10%. Past month, you can see we're up 25%. So that valuation right here, you're looking at a 314 billion market cap, and then the earnings per share for the trailing 12 months is 13. So that's pretty good. Historically, I want to check to see what it is. What is the historical PE ratio for UNH stock, and what is the P ratio today? Okay. So it's about 22, and as of today, it's about 17 to 20. So right now, I would say it's still a little cheap at the prices that we see kind of today. Trading around its historical valuation. So, okay, the valuation is not anything super crazy or way out there. you're not getting like a super discount at this point, like you maybe would have back at like 260 to, below 300. But this still isn't this isn't a like super high valuation. I want to see, I want to check this. I want to compare these numbers right here. I mean, look at this. This stock grew its revenue by almost 100% in 5 years. Operating income is a different story. It was growing up until 2023, and then it took a hit, but it looks like that's starting to recover now. And you can see that sort of in the net profit. Net profit shows the same thing. In 2023, there was a big hit, despite the continuing revenues growing. So that's interesting. And look at this. Average shares has been slowly decreasing. So they've been doing their buybacks and whatnot. I do want to see real quick what their total debt is, or double check that. Short-term borrowings is about $6 billion. Long-term debt is $71 billion, which is not small. That's quite a bit. So just note that there's definitely some debt there. So yeah, this is an interesting one. I view UnitedHealth as a sort of buy and hold forever. So that probably doesn't appeal to a lot of people, just knowing that and seeing that. But that's kind of my opinion of it. I don't think you're going to make a ton of money off of buying and holding this, but I think it's a pretty safe stock. I think it's a pretty easy stock that you could just put in a 401k or whatever and just let it sit and do fine. This will be fine for a long time. This, even more so than Adobe. And I love Adobe, as another blue chip, but this one is more just kind of sitting forever. Railroad type, CNI. Maybe I'll do a video on CNI one of these days. Another kind of just company that's in an industry that's going to be around for forever. I know there's other things with UnitedHealthcare. I know there was some drama over the CEO getting killed, a couple years ago. I know there's some, ethical things that some people will point out about the insurance industry and whatnot. I'm solely focused on financials and just seeing how they're doing there. And from what I can see from this earnings, they're doing kind of a turnaround. And then from the valuation that we're seeing right now, you're not getting a big deal, but you're also not getting it super overvalued. So I think it's interesting, in my opinion, UnitedHealthcare. And the market today it's just been weird. There's been a lot of kind of back and forth over this Iran war ending, or is it going to end, or is it not going to end? It's been my opinion for a while that this is not going to be a long war, and that this will be over soon. There's no incentive of either side to keep it going. So I think that UnitedHealthcare will also benefit from that. So there is UNH.